Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 10 rounds and will be for the WBA Continental and Commonwealth Silver Cruiserweight Championships. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Riot Season, 32 Red, and Unibet. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge Dean Hollington, along with the World Boxing Association. President Gilberto Mendoza Jr., Championship Supervisor Dennis Gilmartin, Timekeeper Nick White. Our three judges assigned will be Giuseppe Portarone of Italy, Salvador Salva of Spain, and Bob Williams of England. Our referee in charge will be Marcus McDonald of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing black with gold and weighed in officially at 14 stone 2 pounds. Hailing from right here, London, England, he has a professional record of 6 wins and just 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending Commonwealth Silver Cruiserweight Champion, the Mighty Oak, Lewis Oakford. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing black trunks and weighed in officially at 14 stone 3 pounds. Hailing from Penge, London, England, he has a professional record of 8 wins, just 1 defeat. 7 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBA Continental Cruiserweight Champion, Aloys the Animal Junior.
I spoke you both in the dressing room. We'll not expect outlaw professionals at all times. Obey my instructions. Watch your heads. Keep it in. Any questions? Let's go to work.
Marcus McDonald lays down the orders. Lewis Oakford, potentially a weather warning surrounding him here in the Wembley Arena right now. A storm might be brewing, perhaps in keeping with the weather outside, as Aloys Junior comes out of the other corner. A spectacular run of 7 knockout wins in a row, but it was the following victory which perhaps left the biggest smile on his face and created the biggest interest in Aloys Junior so far. The points win over Oronzo Birardi, the previously unbeaten Birardi, over 10 rounds, as though he'd proven to himself that he's more than just a big hitting slugger. I think it's too soon to make any judgment, Richie. 21-year-old. I know he's quite ferocious, but he's a ferocious baby for me just at the moment.
His last contest, I thought, was a great learning one for him, Paul. Yes, he's a big puncher. He's got the ability to knock an opponent with either hand. And look at that first shot there. Oh, here we go, Paul, as we've just spoken. But yes, right hand over the top there. He's also got a really good left hook. But the last contest, when he went 10 rounds, you know, that will give me even more confidence that he can go the distance over the 10. And yes, he's developing into quite an explosive young man indeed at the age of 21. A massive future. But can Lewis Oakford derail him here?
Can this Oak stand up to the storm?
Oh. Especially on a day like today, Paul.
Exactly.
That's, yeah.
Just have a look at the photographs of my garden, Richard. Good win last time. Devon Miller over 10 for Lewis Oakford. And I understand that Aloys Junior has been sparring Miller in recent times. That's good match planning, isn't it? And he said, I've learned plenty about what I'm facing here tonight. Oakford is 33 years of age, so I can't even call him a slow burner in his career to date, but he is a more than capable at his level.
Oh, big shot.
I'm not sure he's ever been hit as hard as this.
Well, the key for him, Paul, is the movement. He's got to keep moving, and he can't just keep going and moving round to his left, because he'll walk onto that right hand over the top. So he's got to vary his movement. He's got to step off to the right occasionally. His right. There you go. That's the only way he's got to move, because away from that right hand of Aloys Junior. But it's movement that's key now for Oakford, just so he can settle into the contest. He's taking too many risks. That wasn't too bad from him, but he's taking too many risks when he lets his hands go and he holds his feet. He's got to keep moving, got to get off them ropes.
Some brave words at the press conference on Thursday. You may be the animal, but I'm going to turn you into a little kitten here tonight, said Oakford. He's shown good willingness. He's not overawed by the occasion. I'll give him credit for that. And Oakford does emerge with some credit from the opener.
Do what you want. You ain't got to lock up every single time. There was more big right hands and left hooks and jabs there. Take your time. Disguise your work. Okay. Like Lee said, sharp face, same as the jab. Even if the jab doesn't land, it'll force you to reset. Yeah?
More jabs, more fears. Make those right hands easy out loud because of the reset and then step it off. Yeah? Now we're going to get a little bit closer on the top as well.
Don't do that. Yeah? You've got to pop the jab and move. You understand me?
Welcome back, everybody. The debrief. Sean Noakes has just handed over the baton, if you like, to Sam, who'll be coming into the ring, and our chief support here tonight, later at Wembley. That cracking match at lightweight against Ryan Walsh. And now we have Aloys Junior centre stage. A little flea in his ear, actually, in the corner there, Richie, after the end of that first round from Ben Davison, who ran something like this. Take your time and let's see your jab.
Yeah. Wise word from his coach there. Wants him to set up the attack, set up these big punches behind that lead hand. I thought there were some good glimpses from Lewis Oakford in that previous round. He's not scared to occasionally counter-attack, so he stays on the outside, then he just steps forward and beats Aloys Junior to the punch and tries to catch him out. So he's fairly decent, Oakford, but like I said, early on here, the movement will be definitely key. And that's why we may see Aloys Junior try and get up close and work his body to slow those feet down. Let's wait and see. But a couple of good glimpses from Oakford, but he lost the first round.
He's lost the most important fight to date in his career before this one for the Southern Area Cruiserweight title, but he's an absolute novice at the age of 33. Albeit, Richie, clearly a man with ability. It's just that his career has been unfathomable in the sense of how do you follow the twists and turns and the stoppages to progress, etc., the time-out.
A couple of little faults
haphazard.
a couple of little faults in his style, Paul. Occasionally when he's throwing that right hand, he just brings his right leg forward and comes square. Like I said, it happens to a lot of fighters, mainly when they're too far out and they actually bring their rear leg through after they're throwing the back hand. And occasionally he's done that and he's got away with it. But Aloys Junior, you know, he's skillful and he will cotton on to that. That's a big right hand from him. Now he's got to move, Oakford. That was a good shot.
I think he felt the weight of that. But Junior did give him a moment to compose himself again.
See, them are the shots that will take their toll. That left hand to the body then from Aloys Junior. Any moving boxer taking punches like that, and again, that's going to slow those feet down. And once the feet slow and the movement is reduced, that's when Aloys Junior then will literally pick him off with those bigger shots. So he's got to protect that body as Oakford. Doesn't need to be sloppy. Try and keep the boxing at distance, mid to long range, and keep the movement going. That will make things awkward for Aloys Junior.
Looking at a lot of Oakford's early work in this fight, Richie, with the sense of if only he'd actually committed fully earlier in his life than 33 because of a decent set of tools to work with.
I think you're right, Paul. I think you've definitely got decent tools to work with.
Where's he coming? He's coming. Yeah, for them chances, if it's not from that, sometimes he'll gallop to get a big gallop. Then you might interrupt him, or it might be an off-road for that. Like, until he gets put something on them jabs to the body, he's starting to bring it up. Take your time though, bomb, but not be patient with that. He's got a decent chin, hasn't he? He's got a decent top.
Welcome back to Wembley, everybody. The magnificent 7. We're getting into the heart of the action tonight here on TNT Sports. Aloys Junior at cruiserweight, perfect over the last, year and a half after that. Fairly unorthodox introduction to professional boxing, brought in at 1 day's notice as the so-called loser, in inverted commas, against Michael Szczucinski, and he was down in his very first pro round. That didn't go particularly well. He did indeed go on to lose the fight, but everybody was startled by what they'd seen of virtually no background, and certainly in professional terms, and within a week or two he was under contract to Queensberry Promotions. Then the 7 in a row, all inside. Most of them very quick night's work before the win over Alonso Birardi. That puts him on the map internationally, at least a little bit, the WBA Continental title.
Oh, that's a good shot. That was a hurtful punch, Paul. That right hand downstairs. Yes, they really set the ball rolling there. That was a big punch from Aloys Junior with that right hand.
Big swinging left, and Oakford got out of the way of it as best he could, but not well enough. Aloys Junior showing all his inexperience again there. He's wasted 4 seconds at least in the count. Marcus McDonald conducts the count, and it might make all the difference. It does. Oakford back on his feet because Junior got completely distracted.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Paul, he could be 1 punch away from victory here. Just got to take his time, but there he is.
What a shot that is. Caught it off Marcus McDonald. Well done, referee. Aloys Junior, he is at least stopped on his feet gallantly there, Lewis Oakford. But the power was way too much. The oak didn't fall, but its roots were nearly pulled out of the ground there.
What a good performance that was from Aloys Junior, the way he did it. He set his attacks up behind that jab of his. And actually, start of that round, Oakford was doing quite well using his double jab, maintaining that gap. But he just lapsed in concentration and just came just above us, Paul, onto the ropes. Aloys Junior caught him with a terrific right hand to the body. And we've said it time and again, a good moving boxer, you target that body, you slow those feet down. And he really felt it. He then sat on the ropes, and then Aloys Junior just moved in with those bigger shots. A good left hook went in there, and it was a good finish. We said he was 1 punch maybe away from victory, and he just delivered it. He timed it right, lovely right hand over the top, and again, for only his 10th contest, that's an impressive performance from Aloys Junior.
There's so much to like about him. His personality, he seems such a gentle person outside the ring. Absolutely ferocious mentality, which is required as a professional boxer, of course. But there's almost endearing novice-y work in there, isn't there, as well, Rich?
I mean, some excellent work. Here's this left hook. That was but he'd already landed a good right hand to the body before that. But this was more or less the finishing punches that this is where we got the count, and then there's the right hand. There's the left hook there, so that's what got him the count, and then he finished his opponent off before that. But Paul, you know what I liked about him in this performance? He didn't rush. He didn't go tear after on that front foot too fast. He wasn't reckless with his feet in terms of the speed. He just slowed down, picked his shots. That's the one that finished it off, and the referee comes in after that shot there. There he is, the referee. And I just thought it was a good all-round performance from Aloys Junior because he took his time. And yes, for someone who's only had 9 contests, that was another really good display from him.
The crowd rather liked it. Here's Thomas Treiber to confirm the outcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute 39 seconds of round number 3. Our referee in charge, Marcus McDonald, stops the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout. Still WBA Continental Champion and the new Commonwealth Silver Cruiserweight Champion, Aloys the Animal Junior.